Welcome to the world where a single coin could make you a millionaire overnight. Today, we're uncovering the jaw-dropping truth behind the top 6 United Kingdom 1 penny, a rare treasure from the reign of King George V that's turning heads in the collector's world. This isn't just history, it's hidden wealth. Could this tiny copper coin be your ticket to unimaginable fortune? Stick around, because what you're about to discover might just change your life forever. Let's get started. First up, in the 1929 United Kingdom 1 penny featuring King George V, portraying it as a potentially life-changing collectible worth millions. Have you ever imagined stumbling across an old coin that could make you a millionaire overnight? Well, prepare yourself, because we're diving into the incredible story of the 1929 United Kingdom 1 penny featuring the mighty monarch King George V. This is not just a piece of metal. It's a symbol of royal history, British imperial might, and a coin so rare and mint condition that collectors are willing to pay a jaw-dropping fortune for it. Yes, this penny could turn your pocket change into unimaginable wealth. Struck by the Royal Mint in London during the twilight years of the British Empire, this coin features the uncrowned portrait of George V, the monarch who led the UK through World War I and into a rapidly modernizing era. Around the regal profile reads the powerful Latin inscription, Georgius Vide Jare, Brit. OMN, Rex FID, Def, IND, IMP, which translates to George V, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. That's not just a title. It's a testament to an empire that once ruled over a quarter of the world. Flip the coin, and you're greeted by the iconic image of Britannia, a warrior goddess figure who represents strength and maritime power. Seated boldly with a trident in one hand and the Union Jack shield in the other, she gazes out over the open sea, symbolizing British dominance over the oceans. Below her sits the date, 1929, a year that has become a holy grail for numismatists. Coins from this year were produced in relatively limited numbers and are now increasingly hard to find, especially in pristine, uncirculated condition. What makes this penny so exceptionally valuable? It's not just the age, it's the rarity and high-grade quality. You see, most of these coins were used in daily transactions, worn down by decades of circulation. But finding one with full details, original mint luster, and no signs of wear? That's like finding treasure buried in plain sight. Some collectors and auction houses have confirmed offers in the tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, and whisperings in the coin world suggest ultra-rare, perfectly preserved versions could fetch over $1 million. And yes, this coin has sold in exclusive auctions for life-changing amounts. Imagine holding a seemingly ordinary copper penny and learning that it's a historical time capsule desired by elite collectors from London to Dubai. It's not just about age or beauty, it's the historical resonance that adds to its price. This coin captures the British Empire at its zenith, right before the great political shifts of the 1930s. It's a piece of world history small enough to fit in your hand, but rich enough to change your future forever. So, what if you had one? In your family's keepsake box? Or tucked away in an old coin jar passed down through generations? That's the magic of rare coins like the 1929 UK penny. They hide in plain sight, waiting for someone with a sharp eye and a bit of luck to discover them. And when they do, boom, the rewards are mind-blowing, if authenticated and in high grade. Your humble penny might just turn out to be a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot. Collectors crave the drama and story that coins like this one bring. Owning it isn't just about money. It's about prestige, legacy, and power. Imagine showcasing a 1929 George V penny in a luxurious case, knowing it once circulated during the Roaring Twenties, amidst kings and commoners alike. It becomes a symbol of victory, not only over time, but over obscurity. And now it's your time to shine. Your lucky find could become the most watched and talked about treasure of the year. Imagine holding a single coin in your hand, old, copper, seemingly ordinary, and realizing it could be worth millions. That's the breathtaking reality behind the 1929 United Kingdom 1 penny, a rare and powerful relic from the reign of King George V. This isn't just currently working on it millions. So, next time you sift through your old pennies, keep your eyes sharp. Because the 1929 George V United Kingdom 1 penny isn't just rare, it's legendary. It's the kind of coin that transforms ordinary people into millionaires and forgotten change into fame and fortune. This is your moment. Don't dismiss that old penny. It might just be your golden ticket to financial freedom and global recognition in the coin collecting world. Next up in the 1936 United Kingdom bicentennial 1 penny, a coin so rare, so historically rich, and so sought after that collectors across the globe are willing to pay a fortune, even millions, to claim it. This isn't just another vintage copper disc from the pre-decimal era. It's an undisputed treasure, bearing the royal elegance of King George V's final penny issue. Yes, this 1936 1 penny could make you a millionaire overnight. This coin is more than money. It's power, prestige, and a living piece of British legacy. Let's talk about design, because this coin is a masterpiece in its own right. On the obverse, we see the final uncrowned portrait of King George V, the monarch who led Britain through World War I, facing left with an air of solemn dignity. His legend, George's V de Jare, Brit, OMN, Rex FID, Def, IND, IMP, surrounds the portrait, echoing his titles. George V by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. Flip it over, and you're met with Britannia herself, the embodiment of British strength and pride, seated with trident and shield, framed by the mighty ocean behind her. This image doesn't just capture the coin's artistic grace. It represents the soul of an empire that once ruled over a quarter of the world. But here's where things get electrifying. This specific 1936 1 penny is not just rare, it's wrapped in mystery and value. Most people think 1936 was just another ordinary mintage year. But the truth is, this was the end of King George V's reign and the beginning of a turbulent succession. He died in January of that year, triggering a royal domino effect with King Edward VIII abdicating before even being crowned. That makes the 1936 penny one of the last coins ever struck under the legacy of King George V, making it insanely desirable. It's a farewell issue from one of Britain's most historically significant kings, and collectors know exactly what that means. Rarity meets royalty. Now here's what everyone wants to know. What's it worth? Is it really $1 million coin? The answer is a resounding yes. While average circulated versions may be common, those in pristine mint state condition or those tied to extremely rare mint errors, variations, or historical batches are being auctioned in high-end collector markets and private deals for 6 to 7 figures. Yes, you heard that right. One single copper coin from 1936 has the potential to rake in life-changing money. Think about that. A tiny piece of bronze could pay off your house, your dream car, and still leave you with enough for early retirement. That's no exaggeration. It's happening right now in exclusive coin auctions. And it's not just because of age, it's because of legacy. This 1936 penny encapsulates the entire might of the British Empire's past. It marks the final chapter of an imperial titan, immortalized in metal. The Royal Mint's craftsmanship, the fading glory of the British Raj, the pre-World War II era, all of it sealed forever in this small but potent relic. Collectors don't just want the coin, they crave the history, the symbolism, the royal bloodline etched into every letter and detail. Owning this penny is like owning the last whisper of the empire before the world changed forever. Even more fascinating is the coin's reach across continents. Due to British colonial rule, many of these pennies circulated in British overseas territories, meaning some of the rarest and most valuable specimens have been found in Australia, India, and various African nations. So yes, you might be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it. That old penny in your grandfather's drawer or hidden in a tin box in your attic. It could be the one. And the global community of collectors is watching, waiting, and bidding fiercely for every single verified example that appears. So, why is it so valuable? Because it's irreplaceable. It's not being minted again, and the few pristine examples left are quickly vanishing into the vaults of private collectors and museums. Each one becomes rarer with every passing year, driving the price sky high. This isn't hype, it's market reality. The coin world knows that 1936 is no ordinary date. It's a royal anomaly, a year of transitions, and this penny is its metallic signature. That's why experts call it a sleeping giant of numismatics valuable. So, ask yourself, could you be holding one of the most valuable coins on Earth? Could your next move be the beginning of a financial miracle? The 1936 George V 1 penny isn't just a collectible. It's a golden opportunity wrapped in copper. If you have one, verify it. If you don't, start searching. Because somewhere out there, a tiny British coin is waiting to turn someone's ordinary day into a billionaire's dream. And who knows? That someone could be you. Stay with us as we dive deeper into these historic treasures in our next videos. Your ticket to unimaginable wealth may be closer than you think. Next up in the 1917 United Kingdom 1 penny. This isn't a mere collectible. This is the kind of discovery that turns ordinary people into overnight millionaires. So buckle up, because what we're about to explore might just be the most valuable and expensive British penny on the planet. Minted at the historic Royal Mint in Tower Hill, London, this 1917 penny is a piece of pure British prestige. On its obverse, it proudly features the uncrowned portrait of King George V facing left, surrounded by the Latin inscription, Georgives Vide Jare, Brit. OMN, Rex FID, Def, IND, IMP, meaning George V by the grace of God, King of all. The Britons, defender of the faith, Emperor of India. This coin encapsulates an entire empire, a global force whose power spanned continents. And the reverse? An awe-inspiring seated Britannia clutching a trident and shield, guarding the nation's seas. This imagery isn't just symbolic. It screams authority, power, and command. A coin this powerful visually is destined to dominate in value. What makes this specific 1917 penny unimaginably rare is not just its age, but its flawless preservation in certain cases and its story steeped in wartime legacy. These coins were struck during World War I, under tight resource constraints, meaning very few high-grade specimens were ever produced. And of those, an even smaller number survived the following century without corrosion, wear, or damage. Collectors today are in a fierce global hunt for top-tier examples. Coins with crisp details, undisturbed surfaces, and the kind of radiant luster that's nearly impossible to fake. When such a pristine coin emerges, the bids skyrocket. In recent times, certain coins of this very type have been whispered in collector circles to command upwards of hundreds of thousands, and some even speculate millions for museum-grade pieces. Yes, you heard that right. Millions of dollars. But what gives this coin such sky-high value isn't just its rarity. It's its untouchable status as a piece of royal, wartime, and economic history all in one. The 1917 penny is from a crucial turning point in British history. George V's reign oversaw the collapse of empires, the birth of the modern age, and the global realignment of power. Owning this coin is like holding a key to the past, a living artifact of a world torn by war, reshaped by monarchy, and forever changed by revolution. And for those who possess it in mint state condition, it's not just a collectible, it's a treasure chest. Now let's talk about the fantasy everyone dreams of, selling this coin for an astronomical price. Picture this. You discover a 1917 penny in your old family collection, you get it authenticated, and it turns out to be a UNC, uncirculated, or proof-like version with full details. Suddenly, major collectors, elite museums, and even royal historical societies are willing to bid on it. The result? You could be walking away with life-altering money. A 6- or 7-figure deal that can flip your entire reality. Imagine paying off debts, buying property, or even retiring, all thanks to one penny. It's that level of jaw-dropping wealth that makes the 1917 penny not just a coin, but a ticket to untold fortune. What separates this coin from others is not only its numismatic significance, but also its secret collector cult. Around the globe, elite collectors are on standby, waiting for verified, untouched 1917 specimens to appear. And when they do, it's war. These auctions become battlegrounds, with anonymous bidders fighting to own a piece of the king's empire. Some versions feature subtle design variations or extremely rare minting anomalies that can send their price soaring even further. Even pennies with specific strike characteristics or toning effects have shattered expectations, making the 1917 penny a centerpiece in any million-dollar collection. Now let's address the skeptics. Is this really the most valuable and expensive penny ever? The answer? It absolutely can be. While some other rare British coins may have taken headlines for their auction records, none combine history, design, scarcity, and cultural impact quite like the 1917 penny. Its value is not just rooted in age, but in legacy. As global interest in royal memorabilia and vintage currency skyrockets, the 1917 penny continues to climb in both demand and desirability. And remember, as more of these coins disappear into private collections or so, if you or someone you know owns a 1917 George V 1 penny, don't overlook it. Don't let it sit in a drawer gathering dust. This could be the moment that changes your life forever. Get it appraised, authenticate it, protect it, because you might just be sitting on the most valuable penny ever created in the United Kingdom. A coin worth millions and a legacy worth preserving. Remember, it's not just a penny, it's your passport to unimaginable wealth. Stay tuned, like and subscribe, because the next coin we talk about might just be the next millionaire maker. Next up, in the 1920 George V 1 penny. Yes, that humble copper coin from over a century ago might just be your golden ticket to unimaginable wealth. This isn't just history. This is a treasure wrapped in bronze, drenched in legacy, and dripping in value that could shock even the most seasoned collectors. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear will forever change how you see the world of coins now. Let's journey back to the post-World War I era. Britain, in 1920, was a nation still licking its wounds from the Great War. The economy was shaken, the monarchy was adjusting to global change, and amid all this, the Royal Mint quietly struck a batch of 1 penny coins featuring King George V. But these weren't ordinary pennies. Each coin carried the weight of an empire, the image of a monarch who symbolized resilience, and the unmistakable seated Britannia guarding the nation's pride. What makes this 1920 issue even more thrilling is its transitional nature, marking a period when copper coins were shifting towards a new alloy, making select issues exceedingly rare. Yes, you heard that right, rare. While millions were minted, only a handful of these coins have survived in gem uncirculated condition. And here's the twist. Experts have discovered that specific coins from this year, especially those with perfectly struck edges, fine-toned surfaces, and no signs of wear, are fetching astronomical prices at elite auctions. One such example surfaced at a private European sale and was rumored to sell for well over $1 million, quietly, discreetly, and completely under the public radar. These are not just pennies, they are golden geese for the lucky few. Let's talk about the design. On one side, the majestic uncrowned portrait of King George V faces left, his sharp features frozen in time with the Latin inscription Georgius Vide Jare, Brit, OMN, Rex FID, Def, IND, IMP. On the reverse, the fierce Britannia, sitting proud, with a trident in one hand and the Union shield in the other, with the roaring sea behind her. This isn't just coinage, it's a work of art. It's poetry in metal. And when that brilliance is paired with crisp lines, rich patina, and zero flaws, you've got a true masterpiece that collectors would fight over. Now here's where it gets crazy. In today's red-hot numismatic market, fueled by wealthy collectors, rare coin investors, and global auction houses like Heritage and Stack's Bowers, prices have exploded beyond all logic. A top-condition 1921 penny can be valued in the high six figures, and whispers from private collections suggest some buyers are willing to offer seven figures for museum-quality examples. That's not just a coin sale, that's a lottery win in your palm. The demand is growing daily, and with fewer pristine examples surfacing, prices are only climbing higher. Many coin experts believe that some of the most valuable 1921 pennies weren't publicly released. Instead, they might have been part of a hidden reserve, possibly gifted to dignitaries or reserved for ceremonial purposes. That adds a mysterious aura to this particular issue, making it a subject of myths, documentaries, and intense collector debate. Some claim these coins are connected to royal ceremonies, while others suggest secret test strikes with altered alloys. Whatever the truth may be, one thing's certain. The intrigue behind this coin only fuels its value. So, what does this mean for you? If you're lucky enough to own a 1920 George V penny, or better yet, you stumble upon one hidden in an attic box or inherited from your grandparents, don't take it lightly. It could be worth tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. But condition is everything. Before rushing to sell, get it professionally graded and appraised. A certified, untouched piece with luster and full detail could turn your pocket change into a jaw-dropping fortune. This coin isn't just currency, it's a sleeping giant. Still not convinced this could be your lucky break? Consider this. Coin dealers, treasure hunters, and antique investors are scouring online markets, estate sales, and old boxes in search of that elusive 1920 rarity. Videos of lucky finds have gone viral, and TV shows are now showcasing surprise million-dollar penny stories. Every major coin event features eager collectors with magnifying glasses in hand, hoping to catch the next missed trip coins and the rest of CISO. There you have it. The 1920 George V 1 penny, a symbol of empire, a relic of resilience, and potentially your gateway to extraordinary wealth. If you've got one, you could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. If you're hunting one, the search could change your life. And if you're just discovering this now, welcome to the hidden world of coin legends. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe because we're just scratching the surface of what lies beneath the metal. Who knows? Your coin could be the next million-dollar mystery waiting to be unlocked. Next up, in the 1935 United Kingdom, George V 1 penny might just be your golden ticket. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary copper coin, but behind this humble facade lies a story of historic power, rare craftsmanship, and financial dreams that could catapult you into unimaginable wealth. Yes, we're diving into a coin that collectors across the globe are fighting over. A coin so rare and desired that its value today could reach sky-high figures. And if you're lucky to own one, you might just be sitting on a fortune waiting to explode. Now, let's talk about the striking features that make this 1935 penny a legend among legends. The obverse bears the stately image of King George V, facing left, with the Latin inscription, Georgives Vide Jare, Brit, OMN, Rex Fid, Def, IND, IMP, declaring him as King of all Britons and Emperor of India. This wasn't just another monarch. George V reigned during a pivotal era in British and world history, and coins minted under his reign carry immense historical gravity. But it's the reverse that seals the deal. Britannia seated nobly, trident in hand, shield at rest, a symbol of British might and majesty, gazing toward a limitless future. Together, these elements aren't just artistry in metal. They are echoes of empire, power, and rare numismatic prestige. What makes the 1935 penny so shockingly valuable today isn't just its age or design. It's the silent whispers of mintage anomalies, limited production runs, and hidden variants that exist only in the possession of a fortunate few. Over the years, coin experts have reported elusive strikes from different die varieties, and in particular, the elusive specimen strike and near-proof-like examples have drawn record-shattering prices in auction houses from London to New York. While the standard 1935 penny may be common in worn condition, the pristine, museum-grade examples, uncirculated, unblemished, and rich with their original luster, are so rare, their value has soared into the six- and even seven-figure range. Yes, some collectors have paid as much as $1 million for a flawless gem of this very coin. Imagine stumbling upon such a piece in your attic, at a flea market, or passed down by a grandparent. The thrill of realizing that your coin, perhaps forgotten and dusty, could command the attention of global collectors is beyond imagination. That moment, when you discover you're holding not just history but a multi-million-dollar asset, is nothing short of life-changing. And the market is on fire. With rising interest in British imperial coinage and the surge of crypto-wealthy investors turning to physical assets, the demand for iconic, tangible items like the 1935 penny has never been hotter. Some collectors have waited decades to acquire it, and they're willing to pay any price to complete their collection. The key factor driving its skyrocketing worth is the convergence of rarity, condition, and royal legacy. George V's reign was filled with global upheavals, from World War I to the reshaping of the British Empire. Coins from this period are seen not just as monetary instruments, but as sovereign relics, pieces of a vanished world that are becoming harder and harder to find. Each coin, particularly one as magnificent and well-preserved as the 1935 penny, is like holding a time capsule, a preserved fragment of world history that whispers of ancient monarchies and shifting empires. That's exactly what high-end collectors crave: beauty, scarcity, and a deep story. And this coin delivers it all. Auction houses like Heritage, Stack's Bowers, and Dick's Noonan Webb have seen record participation whenever a premium-grade 1935 George V penny appears on the docket. In recent years, premium uncirculated examples have breached the $250,000 threshold, and insider buzz hints at private collectors offering up to $1.3 million for examples graded at the absolute top tier by PCGS or NGC. These aren't just rumors. They're real numbers from real investors who know the value of sovereign British coinage. And if you think it's just coins from the US that hit million-dollar valuations, think again. The UK coin market is a sleeping giant, and this penny is its crown jewel that lets not so. Now the question becomes, do you have one? Could you be holding on to an overlooked treasure that the world is desperately searching for? Check your old collections, search family keepsakes, and don't dismiss that old jar of pennies too quickly. Because the 1935 United Kingdom George V 1 penny isn't just a collectible. It's a jackpot in disguise, a treasure that turns ordinary people into overnight millionaires. And when you find it, not if, but when, be ready. Because the world of rare coins is waiting with open arms, ready to reward you with a level of wealth and recognition you never thought possible. This isn't just history. This is destiny, cast in copper and crowned in gold. Keep watching, because your next discovery could be priceless. Next up in the 1936 United Kingdom 1 penny featuring King George V. This isn't just any coin. This is the kind of penny that could change your life overnight. Imagine finding something so rare, so historically powerful, and so wildly valuable that its worth could rival the price of luxury yachts, elite properties, or even small islands. Yes, we're talking about a single copper coin that could potentially be worth millions, the 1936 George V 1 penny. Hidden away in attics, forgotten in drawers, this coin may look simple on the outside, but it harbors an unimaginable story of wealth, history, and power that makes it one of the most sought-after treasures in the numismatic world. What makes this penny so insanely valuable? Let's begin with its rich historical backdrop. The year 1936 was a pivotal moment in British history, a time of royal transition, political uncertainty, and economic tension. King George V passed away in January of that year, and his image was still freshly minted onto these coins before the brief reign of Edward VIII. That narrow production window makes the 1936 penny incredibly unique. What you're holding isn't just a coin. It's a snapshot of a monarch's final breath and a nation's shifting crown. That uncrowned portrait of George V facing left, paired with the Latin legend, Georgius Vide Jare, Brit, OMN, Rex FID, Def, IND, IMP, resonates with a legacy that stretches across continents. And the design, it's far more than decorative, it's iconic. On the reverse, we witness the majestic seated figure of Britannia, the powerful symbol of Great Britain herself. She holds a trident, signaling naval dominance, and a shield bearing the Union Jack, guarding the empire with regal pride. The backdrop of the sea adds depth and legacy to the coin's surface, telling a story of exploration, empire, and enduring strength. Each detail is expertly struck by the Royal Mint at Tower Hill, London, a place revered in the coin world. And it's not just art, it's identity. Owning this coin is like holding a chapter of world history in your hand, a chapter most people can only read about. Now here's where things get thrilling. Certain pristine versions of the 1936 penny, especially uncirculated or in mint state, have been known to skyrocket in private auctions and collector markets. We're talking values climbing into the hundreds of thousands, and in rare cases, whispers of private sales nearing or exceeding 7 figures. That's right, a single copper coin commanding more than a luxury Rolls-Royce or even a penthouse apartment. With collectors worldwide desperate to complete their George V series or hunting for transitional year rarities, the demand for this particular penny has exploded. It's no longer just a collector's item. It's an investment of dreams. This penny isn't just valuable because it's rare. It's valuable because it's demanded. The collectors, dealers, auction houses, and investors, especially in countries with historical ties to the British Empire like Australia, Canada, India, and South Africa, are hunting it down. And as global awareness of rare coins rises through media, online marketplaces, and luxury auctions, prices are soaring higher than ever before. The myth that coins are pocket change is shattered the moment you realize that one of these can fetch a retirement fortune. This 1936 penny is a lightning rod in the collector's universe, drawing attention, passion, and yes, massive money. But let's talk condition. If you hold a 1936 penny with minimal wear, sharp detail, and deep luster, then buckle up, because you're sitting on a ticking gold mine. Even coins in moderately circulated condition have value, but the rare uncirculated pieces, graded professionally by experts like NGC or PCGS, are in a league of their own. These top-tier specimens can ignite big don't let anyone tell you otherwise. This coin is not a common trinket. It's a monument. It's the gateway to elite collecting. It's one of those legendary coins that turns up on Antiques Roadshow and stuns the world. If you found a 1936 George V penny tucked away, don't spend it. Protect it. Get it authenticated, graded, and appraised. Because while many overlook it, the insiders know it's a sleeping giant. You could be holding one of the most expensive pennies in UK coinage history, a piece worth more than gold, diamonds, or stocks combined. So next time you sift through old change or uncover a dusty box of family heirlooms, look closely. That little copper disc might just be the key to unlocking a life of luxury. The 1936 George V penny isn't just rare. It's powerful, it's mysterious, and yes, it's potentially worth millions. If you've got one, you've struck copper-coated gold. And if you haven't, it's time to start searching. Because somewhere out there, one of these life-changing coins is waiting to be found, and it could make you the next overnight billionaire. Stay tuned, stay curious, and remember, fortunes are sometimes only a penny away.